General, no wonder Suona Ji wants to be a follower. The implication is to form a team. Please, Master Zhu, grant your approval, Chen Washuang emphasized. The expression was very sincere. Being a follower is only temporary. Leaving the realm of confusion, then we'll each take our own path. Now follow Master Zhu. That is definitely much better than going solo. Can calmly cope with the hidden prodigy, killing and snatching treasures with ease. Since you have made up your mind. Then I reluctantly agreed. At this moment, a gentle voice slowly began to resonate. Chen Washuang was overjoyed. Can't rush it. Standing behind the person in the white robe. This highlights the distinction between the noble and the humble, but not completely behind, causing unnecessary misunderstandings for young Master Zhu. After all, no one wants to turn their back on others. Zhu Beiwing nodded slightly. This class is still quite interesting. At that time, spare his life, the gaze of the crowd dancer. There was a deep shade of envy. The actions of the king of hell. It's not about willingly accepting humiliation, but rather the recognition of strength. And these people is not qualified to be a lackey. Don't be fooled by Zhu Gongzi's handsome face. With a faint smile. In fact, he is extremely indifferent at his core. High and mighty, like looking down at a swarm of ants. Not strong enough. That is a burden. Suddenly, the sound of heavy breathing came from a distance. A beam of green light arrived just in time. The pain in my waist and the cramps in my legs are unbearable. Spoke in a hoarse voice. Didn't you say to slow down and wait for me? My speed is almost exhausted. I barely managed to catch up with you. Chapter 64. Searching far and wide yields no results. Sanjiang ticket. Everything revolves around the ball. Slippery. The long street was in an uproar. Looking at this middle-aged man. The crowd's faces were filled with disbelief. I'll catch up with you. Could this be young Master Zhu's attendant? In his early 40s. Only at the 9th rank of cultivation. This useless piece of trash. How could it be a follower? Some young heroes. A clever thought in my mind. Immediately frowned tightly. It seems like they deliberately concealed their cultivation. This classmate is very likely a peak 5th-tier expert. Desire of the enigmatic. The residual power of the half-step supreme origin. 4th rank master. Thus the above attainment. Rejected from entering. That signifies the peak of the 5th rank. You can walk sideways. Zhu Yi's strength is mysterious and unpredictable. Adding Yan Wang and Chen Washuang. The three of them walked a plan. Isn't it like gathering all the treasures into one bag? Suppress all warriors. Not just them thinking this way. Even Chen Washuang glanced at the newcomer with a sidelong look. Xu Feng looked utterly bewildered. Secretly thankful that I put on the mask. Wandering in the Jianghu. Never show your true self. Otherwise there will be danger. Zhu Beiwing stared at him with a cold expression. Xu Feng swallowed the bitterness in his throat. I dare not mention the matter of the broken pages of the Jade Book again. Stand honestly in the rear right of Zhu Ilio. It's an honor to meet you all. The man in the white robe left behind a polite remark. Then he walked towards the officials in the city. Xu Feng followed closely behind Nanji. Arriving at a lively place. Xu Feng couldn't help but complain. He does not hope to regain the fragments of the Jade Book. But I'm really scared to talk to Zhu Yi. Such a person turns hostile faster than flipping a book. Extreme cold-bloodedness and ruthlessness. Apprenticeship. Chen Washuang was surprised. Did you say that on purpose for me to hear? He cleared his throat. Smiling, he said, My grandfather is the master of the 4th Thunder Sword sect. You want to become an elder. still the guardian. But Chu Feng was startled. Mang Ku smiled bitterly. I can join the Four Thunder Sword sect as an outer disciple. It is already a blessing earned over 8 lifetimes. Just become an outer disciple. Are you deliberately slapping my face? Let me be embarrassed in front of young Master Zhu. Chen Wushuang had a serious expression on her face. With your strength and status, being an outer gate elder is a waste of talent. Chu Feng's expression became as still as a sculpture. Zhang was completely baffled. What abilities do I have? Shut up. Zhu Beiwing coldly stared at Suanage. Han Shendao, get lost. Either don't challenge it. My patience. Chen Wushuang lowered her head and smiled softly. This follower is hard to deal with. He felt a faint sense of regret. Away to a loft. The place is called Du Shilu. Lively and boisterous. Rough ancient stones are displayed outside. The glow of twilight envelops. A faint treasure shrouded the raw stone. These rough stones come from the ancient mines of enigmatic desire. Some have endured for thousands of years. Using a special artifact to cut open the raw stone, there will be treasures inside. 90% is waste rock. Half finished is the refining material. And the shattered treasure. The probability of cutting out a complete treasure is extremely low. Gambling relies 70% on luck. 3 parts eyesight. If a warrior cultivates the sane tree, that basically holds a significant advantage. At this moment, everyone was staring at a 20-year-old youth in a Kingsen-colored robe. The gaze was mainly focused on the lowly girl beside him. The young girl wore a pink short skirt, about 16 years old. Her figure is extremely petite. It has a slim waist and curvy hips. She has a bright and lively appearance, charming yet full of spirit, lips with a hint of attitude. The surrounding warriors' eyes gleamed with golden light, filled with intense lust. Yes. Are you sure you want this raw stone? The shopkeeper struggled to open his eyes. Then she looked at the young man with a smile that seemed to be more than just a smile. Everyone wore a mocking expression. The raw stone has a black waxy shell with a dark layer. Definitely worthless stone. The hair won't even grow out. Zio Yu, what do you think? The young man didn't care at all about others' opinions. Gently gazing at the young girl, I believe in my older brother. The young girl Rowie pressed against the young man's waist. The sound of the 4 tones condensed into spots. Deeply enchanting. Believe her. You are truly blind. That's right. Little girl, you are still young. Deceived by some sweet talking coward. Merely an 8th grade cultivation level. Not quite as pleasing to the eye. Why not follow me, uncle? The onlookers couldn't hide their jealousy. Debate and discussion ensued. Arbitrary mockery. This girl deserves all the tenderness in the world. Awakening a man's instinct to protect. Witnessing the scene from afar, Zhu Beiwan felt it was absurd and bizarre. He originally wanted to rely on the charisma of Chu Feng. See if you can bet on the 4 corners. It's simple. Who would have thought to see this lowly girl? Every word and action. Very fitting for the character design of the 6-tailed fox. Searching everywhere but finding nothing. All that comes easily is not earned through effort. Then Zhu Beiwang's mind was filled with a single thought. The boss can now wear black stockings. As he gazed at the Kaiyun Tower, a rare deep frown. It's truly bizarre. The girl only has a 91-story Kaiyun Tower. This is impossible. Ancient texts record, the fox clan gathers every 1,000 years. Only then will a 6-tailed fox spirit appear. This kind of monster is born from its aura, born to be extraordinary among the other foxes. Even someone like Lion Chufeng. Long Tower has 92 floors. The six-tailed foxed spirit is at least above the 95th layer. Otherwise, it does not conform to the natural order. It shouldn't be the six tails. Perhaps it's the five-tailed or four-tailed. Zhu Beiwang looked at the young man. This was even more shocking. 98 layers of radiance. This raw stone is an opportunity of a lifetime. In the attic, the young man remained calm, picking up the rough stone with a black waxy layer. The breeze is gentle, and the clouds are light. Just this piece. How much? The shopkeeper squinted his eyes. Decisively pull off the shelf. 4 golden stones. He is a passionate man. Will boast of heroism before a beauty. Bystander not present. This waste stone. The market price is only half a gold stone. The shopkeeper lying is asking for a high price. I never liked the young man anyway. Who will spill the beans? The young man smiled, having eyes but not seeing. Soon I'll punch your faces hard until they are swollen. He nodded gently, immediately took out 4 pieces of crystal clear stones made of gold and silver. The shopkeeper grabbed it all. Smiling, she went to cut the waste stone. The young man turned a blind eye, just lowered his head to look at the young girl. Knocked down. What if we lose? Yule Lai's youthful face was flushed. Life if heard. I can only feel heartache for my brother. He intentionally bit in a very flirtatious way, carrying a hint of a rising tone. It sounds tingly and numb. It really confuses the onlookers. Desire boiling over. But at that moment, accompanied by the sound of footsteps, a voice emerged. I want it. Chapter 65. Continuation. Will heaven still favor this unlucky soul? I want it. A warm voice came through. The crowd in the gambling den looked towards the sound. White robes fluttering. Extraordinarily graceful appearance. A man arrives, damp and dripping. In an instant, a dead silence. The young man's pupils constricted. There was an almost imperceptible shock in their expression. Little Yuali beside me clutched the hem of her dress. The blush on her cheeks faded away. That kind of soft knee shyness. It is hard to describe. He lowered his head. Pretend you didn't go to see it. But I glanced at it thousands of times. Hey, so handsome. The young man's expression quickly returned to calm. Without revealing any emotion, he said, You must be Master Zhu. This is original. I noticed it first, as soon as the words fell. Get lost. The shopkeeper shouted angrily at the young man, then said cautiously, Zhu Gonzi, years of experience for a small one. The outer layer is a glossy black shell, which must be waste food. Are you sure you still want to? He has been laughing the whole time, the flattery in a smile, growing increasingly intense. The onlooker is even more intense, bending over, excessively flattering demeanor. This person is exceptionally powerful in the Jiazhu continent. Zhu Gonzi, whose brilliance obscures the sky and blocks the sun. To see his esteemed visage in person. The ancestral grave has already started to smoke. No problem. Zhu Beiwang spoke lightly, then examined the young man for a few seconds. You see, the young man's expression changed. After adjusting emotions, choosing to avoid, since Master Zhu wants to, then please go ahead. Zhu Beiwang squinted his eyes. A flicker of fine snow appeared in the eyes. Easily retreating in front of a confidante. Such a man is hard to come by. It seems to understand the way of patience and endurance. Bang! 4 sparkling, clear crystals. Throw it on the shore. The shopkeeper was taken aback. His voice became hoarse from anxiety. Your esteemed presence is greatly welcomed. Blocking the corpse, the wall grows gray. I wouldn't dare to take your money again." Zhu Beiwen's expression was cold and stern, very impatient. Implied meaning, "What do you think? I am someone who bullies the weak." The atmosphere suddenly fell silent. The bystander is as silent as a cold cicada. The shopkeeper could only collect the crystals with a sorrowful face. "Later it will definitely be waste rock. Just return it to young Master Zhu Baki." The young man's gaze was calm and resolute, standing still in peace, not feeling the slightest bit of anger or embarrassment. As for the little girl being bitten by Chai King, my little head is all fuzzy. Everyone's gaze turned towards the steps. Boom, boom. A shield blade artifact shining with an eerie black light, slowly cutting along the grain of the wrought stone. The earth tier is of low quality. The manager let out a sigh of relief. A rustic bracelet was taken from deep within the original stone. The onlookers looked on in awe. "This is young Master Zhu." Casually, I earned a low-grade defense bracelet. Sona and Chu Feng were filled with envy. What kind of bad luck has this turned out to be? When everyone looked towards the white robe, but I noticed his handsome face was faintly tinged with a chill. "Aren't you satisfied?" The shopkeeper saw this. Trembling, I present the bracelet. Zhu Beiwan took it over, listening to the crisp sound of jingling bells. "Hidden in the heart. Is it similar to the Dukin?" "The bracelet has a formation that conceals it. Otherwise, it's just a worthless piece of junk." "Impossible. The 98-story Kaiyun Tower." He shifted his gaze towards the young man. At a glance, like a sudden clap of thunder, his heart was in turmoil. The turbulence never ceases. 98 floors. The aura of the young man before me. Dazzling brilliance. There are actually 98 layers of brilliance. What does it mean? It is not a brilliance caused by coincidence at all, but it originally had 98 floors. Low-grade magical artifact. Could not bring much fluctuation. Zhu Beiwang first thought of Yi Tian. One level higher. Heaven has not been unkind to me. The gambling master fell into a prolonged deadlock. No one dared to speculate on young Master Zhu's thoughts at that moment. "Have you practiced the art of child cultivation?" The white-robed figure finally spoke, staring intently at the young man. The youth fell into silence. The other party's expression remained unfazed. Instead, they looked at themselves with a strange gaze. For some reason, it sent chills down his spine. There is even a kind of the feeling of being seen through from head to toe. He did not deny it. Nodded openly. No wonder. The onlooker secretly rejoiced. If a female opens a low-tier treasure, their overwhelming mockery before that will be slapped hard in the face. Say it this way: "I guess I took advantage of you." Zhu Beiwan's voice was very gentle, with a smile that feels like a gentle spring breeze. A young man momentarily lost for words. The other person's attitude changed so quickly, caught him off guard. "May I ask your name?" Zhu Beiwen could not seize the past. The tone reveals an overflowing enthusiasm. The young man's brows twitched slightly, weighing the pros and cons rapidly in my heart. Despite coming from an extraordinary background, but the younger generation remains inconspicuous. There is no need to hide names. "Xiao Fan," he replied softly. Zhu Beiwing struggled with his fluctuating emotions and willpower, feigning a calm and carefree demeanor. "The son-in-law of the Su family in Taicheng City, the young master of the Xiao family from the Great Eye Sanctuary." Xiao Fan, when passing through Taicheng City, after listening to Yuan Lin's narration, Bianzin was constantly thinking about this son-in-law. I never expected to search high and low without finding it. Everything comes at a cost. Zugonzi, are you also here to explore the ruins of the half-step supreme? Zio Fan's gaze flickered. Initiate contact. Zhu Beiwing gently wiped his sweaty hands. Await further details. I do have some knowledge about the ruins. Zio Fan was slightly rude. There are also treasure hunting mice that come knocking at the door. Zhu Beiweng felt a shock in his heart. He was worried about whether he should act immediately. First, this little girl is most likely from the Fox clan. The Fox clan approaches Zio Zhuxu. What purpose are we ultimately trying to achieve? Second, the destined child has arrived. Who would dare to waste the good things from that relic? The one favored by fate has appeared. Who can compete with him? In summary, both points. Zhu Beiwang hesitated. If you want to maximize profits, then let Zio Zhuxu be free. Let's see if he can encounter the six-tailed fox. At that time, Zhu Beiwang and Elder Yu will benefit. But once you let go, now the son-in-law is taking the initiative to accompany. That's like a nap being delivered right to your pillow. To seek what cannot be attained. Zhu Beiwang's gaze shifted slightly. The expression was very flat. In the depths of the eyes lies a playful intrigue. Are you plotting against me, you useless son-in-law? Let's see who is superior. Zio Ban feigned delight. Speak cheerfully. Until the ruins are activated, let's meet right here. Then I shall take my leave. As the voice faded away, just take the little girl and leave. The little girl had a conflicted look in her eyes. Summoning the courage to look towards the white robe, Chiley replied, Older brother, my name is Sio Yu. Looking at the petite figure of the little girl, Zhu Beiweng fell into deep thought. Is being handsome useless now? Still talking. Zio Zhuo has something on him. Attracting the Fox clan, the enchanting palace revealed itself. Although Zhu Beiweng did not sense the presence of the demon, but he was sure it was a fox. Isn't the fox lecherous? That should be with me then. In front of the gambling poem pavilion, everyone was surprised by Zio Fan's behavior. Kneeling and flattering young Master Zhu. That's completely normal. It's considered good luck for Zion Zio. Chapter 66. Miss Jai, please don't worry. I will keep a close eye on her. The figure in a white robe walks out. Chu Feng murmured softly, Zugonzi, that girl has been watching you. You don't even look at me properly. Sinego deeply resonated with this. He is facing the recently encountered girl from the amusement park. Everyone is a bit out of control. Zhu Beiwang was in a very good mood. He said calmly, I have become accustomed to avoiding women's gazes. Perhaps it was an unintentional glance. All could become unforgettable memories for him in this lifetime. The white-robed assistant departed. The sound drifted over. Not disturbing is my gentleness. Chen Washuang's mouth twitched. Then she exchanged a glance with Chu Feng, faced with each other. Consistently aloof and condescending evil banter. Still joking around. Is your mood really good? In the ancient city, a carefully selected stand-alone loft. Shaidengnanj, the pine trees and fishing ponds have everything one could want. The environment is excellent. The sun rises in the east. The sky brightened. It is indeed a strong aura of bloodshed, gradually fading away. In the hot spring, a surge of blood mist rose. Zhu Beiwang leaned against the pool wall, lost in thought. The treasure of the Son of Destiny is very important. The boss's task is equally crucial. Both points are focused on Zio Zhuxu. Then one must act with caution. So, Zhu Beiwang is preparing to devise a detailed plan. Strive to catch them all in one sweep. At all costs. also want to earn a fortune. Quickly return to the Yuing Hall. Return to that spiritual harbor. Meanwhile, in an ordinary attic, Zio Fan sat cross-legged, cultivating a stable realm. The spiritual energy gradually dissipated. He opened his eyes. Take out half of a golden gourd from the storage bag. The gourd glimmers with golden light. The surface is as smooth as satin. At the arc, the positive patterns intertwine. Zio Fan took a deep breath. Only the jade artifact was seen on the surface of the gourd. Write a few small characters. Miss Jai, are you there? A few months ago, she accidentally stumbled into the secret realm, obtained this special treasure, able to communicate across space. Accidental attempt, unexpectedly discovered the other half of the gourd in Jai Minju's hands. That is the saintess of Shendi Luoxia Palace, princess of the Dakaian dynasty. It is said that, stunningly beautiful as a fallen fish or a swooping goose, there is a clear color of the city and the country, a graceful and virtuous lady. A gentleman seeks virtue, although communication is sparse. But Zio Fan admits to himself, I greatly admire Jai Minju. After all, one person gets half of the gourd. This is perhaps a fateful destiny. Moreover, the two are well matched. Everyone has a heart to climb the path of greatness. This time I encountered Zhu Ileo. This is the perfect opportunity to win over Jai Minju's favor. Zhu Ileo frames Jai Wu Dao, causing the imperial crown prince to be completely extinguished. This matter has long swept across the Jeju continent. As the younger sister, Jai Minju must be thinking about personally dealing with the evil Liao. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity has arrived. A long time has passed. The gourd remains still on the surface. Zio Fan's movements were clumsy. Carefully wrote a line of text. Miss Jai, how has your training been lately? Encounter troubles that can't be resolved. Lengthy wait, but no news will come. Zio Fan anxiously rubbed the back of his head. Am I being too verbose in storing my true self? After all, it's rumored that Jai Minju has a cold and aloof personality. Incredibly proud. Few men in the Jeju continent catch her eye. Zio Fan pondered for a moment. It's best to get straight to the point. So he wrote, Miss Jai, I ran into Zubei wine. Well, the surface of the gourd instantly radiated light. 3 words emerged. Where is she? Zio Fan smiled. The writing of the mysterious dragon flying and the phoenix dancing. Zhu Ilio is lost in a haze of desire. I employed a little trick. Almost there to her. The other side fell silent for a few moments. Okay, I'm on my way now. Sure enough, Miss Jai has arrived. Zio Fan was overjoyed. Quickly wrote down, it is our duty to eradicate evil. I, the great-eyed Sheng Dai, have a feud with the 5th demon lord. This time, take the opportunity to eliminate her lackey. Miss Jai, I will keep a close eye on her. I will lend you a helping hand then. She said this. It's actually hinting at his strong background. What are these random people? Can all make Jai Minju take a serious look. She is the saintess of Luoxia Palace, princess of the empire, only the big-eyed holy brother. Only then can I walk side by side with her. What was your name again, Zio? Zio Fan. After a while, thank you. Wait until Zhu Ilio is killed. Avenge my royal brother. I will repay your kindness. Zio Fan shook his head instinctively. Busy writing. No need. Zhu Bei Wang and the 5th demon lord committed numerous atrocities. Only those with integrity will be valued by everyone. That is my responsibility. Can I meet Miss Jai? I am already very happy. The surface of the gourd fell silent. Fan changed his position and waited. It's been a long time without any news. He initiated the conversation again. Miss Jai, I have already made a detailed plan, waiting for nearly a season. We blocked each other from both sides. Zhu Elio Ding Ran will not escape even with wings. At this moment, the gourd highlighted two characters. Wait for me. I will wait for you. Fan's determined face showed a confident smile. Tush! Bummed. A buzzing sensation within. He no longer suppressed his true energy. The true energy of the sixth rank peak erupted. Zhu Elio here. Zhu Elio. Although there is no enmity between us. But I am destined to push aside my peers. You are the first roadblock. If even Lady Jai can't defeat you, it just so happens that I take action. Not only can I kill you, it can also shock Miss Jai. Fan muttered to himself, immediately put half of the gourd into the storage room. He understands the principle of moderation. Sorry for disturbing Miss Jai. It might annoy him, greatly reduce the impression score. A knock on the door sounds. Come in. Fan adjusted his emotions. Yuoli peeked out. The expression pleaded. The voice is as delicate as a whisper. Brother, will you accompany me to wander through the enchanting ancient city again? Fan couldn't get through, saying with a hint of apology, I wanted to give you a bracelet. Yet Prince Zhu managed to seize the opportunity first. That handsome guy. Yuolai shook his head. It's nothing. Fan gently wiped his sweaty hands. She said softly, What do you want? Brother will compensate you. Yuolai jumped into Fan's arms. Cheers and excitement. The next moment her face was flushed red again. Clutching the hem of her skirt, she felt lost. Fan's gaze deepened. Meaning is unclear. He can see through the primitive surface. It turned out to be a bracelet. That's because I cultivated the big eye. Special abilities and techniques, even though Yu completely concealed the demonic energy. He still saw through it. This is a fox. Four-tailed fox spirit. The reason for not showing any reaction to cater. I just want to know. The fox spirit approaches its goal. The most crucial point. Words of an elder in the Holy Land. The fox clan has been restless lately. It is said that a six-tailed fox spirit has emerged. Let the disciple of the great eye saint walk outside. Pay more attention. Fan wanted to stay close to Yu. Let's see if there's any luck. Dig out that six-tailed fox spirit. Brother, you think my gaze is strange? You wouldn't be plotting something against me, would you? Yuolai's cheeks turned rosy again. The voice is soft and tender. Can melt bones. Fan felt awkwardly strong. Just joking. Let's go. Elder brother will accompany you to go shopping. Yuolai pecked at his head, shyly linking her arm with Fan's. The two walked side by side. Chapter 67. We are one family. Dao Dan Bai Kong. On the suspended rock, 9 rock beasts with various expressions are squatting. This place gathers tens of thousands of warriors and cultivators. Step inside. It is a desolate relic stretching for thousands of miles. Seek opportunities through one's aura. Everyone is anxious and hesitant. Everyone's gaze turned towards the extraordinary white robe. Everyone wants to follow in Zhu Gongzi's footsteps. This can avoid unknown risks. Even if I didn't find any treasure, can also ensure a safe and sound life. Zhu Beiwen had a gentle smile on his face, casually glanced to the side. Little brother, you claim to have a deep understanding of the ruins. then lead the way. Zio Fan did not decline. Fan Dao Wen Zhu said with a haughty tone, Vu Xiu Yuan Yi, dare not speak lightly. In the depths of Chen Wushuang's eyes, there is a subtle surprise. He always felt that the person in front of him was extraordinary, but it's specifically strange in an indescribable way. Ming looks quite ordinary, yet can behave calmly in front of young Master Zhu, the little girl in the mint green floral dress, stealing Zhu Beiwan. The little face is tinted with blush. So handsome. The scent on my body smells so good. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Zhu Beiwang withdrew his gaze. Gently sweaty palms. Both are the children of destiny. It is evident that there is a gap between Yi Tian and Zio Fan. Similarities all like to play the pig to eat the tiger, but limited by family background and perspective. Night treasure hunt, unable to remain calm at all times. At times, emotions can surface easily, but Xiao Zun's treasure mouse is different. Better understand the situation. Joy and anger do not affect my appearance. It seems that one must take things slowly and carefully. This preface is not simple at all. Zio Fan's gaze concealed a sharpness like the wind. Stride forward. A mysterious aura permeated the room. Still retains the original power of the half-stepped supreme. The lingering pressure is vast and overwhelming. In the distance, broken branches lie low. Several are gnawing at the flesh and blood of the cultivators. They is oval-shaped. It has several long, slender tentacles, and a pair of large, sharp fangs. The cold light flickers. A blade of light descended from the sky. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Under the blade's aura, the demonic insect roars wildly, branches and leaves flying across. Watching the various broken demon insects, little Lolita claps her hands, exclaiming her title. Little brother, you are amazing. Zio Fan held a black knife. With each slash, a dark golden blade of light cuts through, nimble as a dragon. As the last monster was split in half, Zio Fan pretended to be out of breath. He smiled bitterly. Monster bug tricks. I will show my shortcomings. The dancers in the distance looked slightly focused. This person's strength is far beyond an 8-rank mirror. Jiu Bei squinted his eyes, said with great interest, It's nice and cool under the big tree, with Zio Liadi around. This ruin still feels unfamiliar to us. The followers behind nodded in agreement. Zio Fan remained indifferent. I couldn't help but chuckle coldly. If I don't put on a flattering demeanor, how to let you lower your guard? Dealing with a few demon insects. Ahead lies a vast valley. The eyes of many dancers sparkled slightly, spread out to seek opportunities. Sugonzi, help yourself. Zio Fan dropped that sentence. With Liu Lai, he leaped and disappeared. Chen Washuang and Chu Feng were determined not to fall behind others. Rushed towards the valley. Huo huo. Chu Feng lay on the ground, still shaken. Beside me is the corpse of a level 9 mutated Menghu. The long sword is still dripping with blood. He struggles to his feet. Looking up, suddenly everything became clear. Menghu is entrenched here. It must be guarding some kind of spiritual medicine. It really is like that. A steep cliff several dozen jang away. A plant resembling snow agate. The exquisite carved Ganoderma sways with the wind. He looked ecstatic, propping up, hurrying towards the cliff. But the scene before him instantly left him frozen in place. A purple golden flash swept by. The white robe is like snow, unblemished by dust. With a gentle lift of the hand it was plucked. He put the snow lingyai into the storage arrow. Zhu Beiwing was satisfied, wiping his sweaty hands. Zhu Lingai can enhance vital energy and blood. There are disadvantages to him. Ew. What do you think of my things? Chu Feng's face was full of anger, shouting loudly, "This Zhu Yi has no sense of shame at all. A magical elixir. Those destined to know. Has anything to do with you." Zhu Beiwang looked a bit puzzled. "I saw it first. You do things. I fought with a fierce tiger." Chu Feng's face turned the color of pig liver, truly infuriated. "If you don't believe in yourself," escaping from the mouth of the demon fox. Zhu Yi chats with an absolutely cold demeanor. Not even a wrinkle will form on their brow. The precious remnants of the imperial manuscript have been stolen. Now a magical herb has also been intercepted. "Why are you robbing me?" Zhu Beiwang's expression was blank. "I can't be bothered to deal with him any more." Africa vanishes in an instant. A deserted herbal medicine shop. Spiritual energy swirls in the clouds. However, the atmosphere here is tense. Everyone's breathing heavily, gazing greedily at a walking spirit herb, the golden branch that generates spirituality, at least 2,000 years. Extremely pure spiritual energy. Swallowing a small piece of the root can enhance one's cultivation. It is said to be used for alchemy, assisting other elixirs. The probability of generating special attributes of true energy. Unexpectedly, I reached the first level of skill. Can actually discover such a miraculous medicine. Everyone, how about doing me a favor? Yan Wen Chen Wushuang's aura surged. Words are laden with danger. Some of the warriors began to feel hesitant. There are so many people. There is only one golden branch. It's not their turn either. In the territory of Yunju, offending the heir of the Sea Sword sect, the consequences would be unimaginable. You consider yourself the older sister. A burly teenager showed a look of disdain, not the slightest bit afraid of Yan Wang's identity. Zio Fan's expression was very calm. He was certain. This miraculous herb. It is his possession. At most, we'll see the true skill beneath the surface. Are you sure you want to make an enemy of the Sea Sword sect? Chen Wushuang's expression was grim. A lock suddenly appeared in his hand. A gloomy atmosphere gradually spreads. The atmosphere was as stiff as iron. Huang Jinjai lay on the ground, trembling. At this moment, "What are you talking about?" A gentle voice began to speak. A figure in a white robe slowly stepped into the pharmacy. He looked around. A casual tone. "A mere golden branch. It's time to tear off the mask." Shouting for blood and slaughter. "We are family." Well, with a single sentence, everyone was shocked. What does it mean to be a family? Together we devise a plan. That is fate. We need to rely on each other. As close as family. Let's do it this way. The elixir is temporarily in my possession. A plan was devised. Further discussion on how to handle it. After all, if we keep holding on, it also delays everyone. The time to seek opportunities. Zhu Beiwang spoke softly, with a gentle and refined smile on his face. Everyone looked at each other in confusion. They could all see the disbelief in each other's eyes. Why such shameless words? Yet can speak so grandly. Sugonzi, this is not appropriate. A dancer couldn't help but speak up. The story is half told. The bloodthirsty aura surged forth. An unstoppable palm strikes down. Haj, the knife-wielding dancer's heart and soul are torn apart. Watching helplessly, Zhu Zhangbai on top of his head, like a mountain collapsing. Blood gushed from the 7 orifices. The bone fractured. The dancer collapsed on the ground. "Is it okay?" Zhu Beiwen looked at everyone. The expression was completely flat. Chapter 68. It indeed caused the boss to misunderstand. Everyone in the medicine hall felt a chill. Simply arrogant and overbearing to the extreme, openly trying to claim the vast treasure of gold for oneself, not hiding it in the slightest. Will treat everyone present as mere ants to be trampled at will. Sayo Leadi, do you think it's appropriate? Zhu Beiwen silently looked at Zio Fan. Zio Fan swallowed hard, feeling a rush of blood in his throat. Now, Liniao Jinni Zhu, avoid a situation where blood flows like a river. It couldn't be more appropriate to let young Master Zhu take care of it. Luodan, he added with a smile, I absolutely believe in young Master Zhu's character. Small grievances should not disrupt great plans. Let you continue to be proud and reckless. A few words. The others' faces changed drastically. This guy's knees are terrifyingly weak, really like a sea-level dog. Just now, they still had a calm demeanor as if holding a holy admonition. Encountering Zhu Yi and chatting. Directly hand over the elixir. Zhu Beiwang's gaze was difficult to interpret. Shouting loudly in my heart. Zio Zhuxu's behavior was full of strangeness. What are they plotting this time? He turned his gaze towards Senego. Demonstrate intention. Master Zhu has always been noble and upright. Who still doesn't trust you? Chan Shuang smiled. Saying this feels as disgusting as swallowing a fly. That battle still haunts me to this day. He also didn't dare to fall out with Zhu Yi. Everyone then. Zhu Beiwang's expression turned cold. Tone indifferent. The crowd used their peripheral vision to illuminate the nearly lifeless scarred face on the ground. Silence followed one after another. The evil repelling bull is brought out. The immense magical power forms a vortex. Inhale the golden figure. The white robe collected the evil repelling bull. The assistant's hands moved back and forth, seizing the steps. A soft sigh. On the way, warriors fight continuously for the forest and grasslands. I have a soft heart. I can't stand these. Could you please clarify or provide more context for the term? Are you referring to a story written in classical Chinese literary language, or is this the title or theme of the story? Everyone's lips twitched. Like a thorn in my throat. I have a suggestion. Why don't we all gather the collected forest and grass? Put it on me. A plan was devised. Distribute according to head count. I know this is very unfair, but my original intention, it is also to reduce the killing, those with ulterior motives. Inevitably, the plan fell through. A martial artist with weaker cultivation. It can also save lives. A sincere voice drifts through the pharmaceutical formula. In an instant, silence fell like a crow and sparrow. Everyone was dumbfounded. My head is almost in a daze. These words refreshed them once again, on the concept of shamelessness. Put it there. Who is tired of living? Dare to ask you for it. In a moment of silence, Zhu Beiwang spoke again. Cultivation resources are insignificant in the face of life. Please be cautious. I walk on behalf of the Empress Dowager. Would I tarnish her reputation? After speaking, he cast a cold glance at everyone. Avoid excessive wealth disparity. Achieving common prosperity. Everyone has spirit herbs. Isn't this behavior worthy of praise? A chill swept through the crowd. No matter how you listen, there's a sense of threat. Choi, woof woof. Zio Fan took out 2 spiritual herbs with both hands. The expression was perfectly serene. Zhu Gongzi's compassionate heart for the world. I hold you in the highest regard. If everyone is equal, in this world, there may never be another killing for profit. What's wrong with pretending to be an honest person for once? It won't take long. Everyone, please refill my drink. The crowd has gone numb. Zhu Yi's therapy dog. Truly loyal and devoted. What about you? Zhu Beiwan remained calm. Looked towards Senego. Chen Washuang felt frustrated inside. I deeply loathe that indifferent, condescending face. Threw out 2 magical herbs. The others were compelled to act. Or truly believe Zhu Gongzi keeps his word. The spirit herb mastered at the first level will be handed over. Finally, everyone stared intently at the little girl. It must be fair. Otherwise it won't feel fair in my heart. The little girl pouted her lips, reluctant to part. And over a century-old cherry tea plant. Very good. A blow was struck. I will allocate it reasonably to everyone. Zhu Beiwing gently wiped his sweaty hands. Face of absence effect. This move also carries a sense of probing. Zhao Zhuixu is simply a master of stealth, indicating that there are sinister plots hidden in their heart. This unknown. Not only did it not instill fear in Zhu Beiwang. Instead, they were eager to try. A concealment talisman that can evade the perception of a grandmaster. In this moment, almost made him invincible. Let's go. Chen Washuang had a displeased expression. Leave first. A few days later, the blazing sun is high in the sky. Countless warriors gathered on a plain. Everyone's gaze was fixed on the 9 dark passages ahead. This is the most dangerous place. According to ancient records from Yuju, a blow through 9 corridors, 4 dead roads, 4 paths lead to the 2nd level, the only direct passage to the 3rd floor. Interesting. Zhu Beiwing let out a light laugh. Every corridor is etched with intricate patterns. Worshipping the 3 pure ones. The bonfire resembled a mountain. A crowd worships the yin-yang Kaiyan-kun diagram and others. It is profoundly mysterious and ancient. No matter what means are used to investigate. All are blocked outside. In other words, burst in and wield the sword throughout the courtyard. Could it be that the boss assigned the task to me? Because I have too many treasures on me, it gives him a misconception. I belong to the realm of atmospheric elegance. Boss, this time it's really a misunderstanding. Zhu Beiwang observed Yuo Lai with a subtle gaze. Yuo Lai had a subtle expectation deep in his eyes. Is there a trace of the 6-tailed fox in the 3rd layer? Little bro, let's take a trip. Zhu Beiwang smiled slightly. The expression of rejection froze. Quickly, with a face full of bitterness, said, Life and death are unpredictable. I won't dare to barge in again. That's the truth. He couldn't uncover any tricks even with his childlike magic. To reach the 2nd level, I can only rely on gambling now. I have always been lucky since I was a child. It definitely won't be a loser. Chen Washuang clasped his fists to his chest. Viewing Si Wuyi said a sentence. It is said that more than 20 years ago, the Empress of the Empire once visited the realm of illusions. Wu Zhao? Zhu Beiwing quietly squinted his eyes. This ambitious woman, although it is far from being as good as the eldest, but equally enigmatic, originally investigated the Kai Yun Tower at Chengtian Gate. 95 whole floors. Little bro, why are you backing down? Don't you know much about a memory? Zhu Beiwing's expression was emotionless. There isn't much emotion visible on the face. He definitely chose to hold his position. I won't be foolish enough to rush into the tunnel. Zhao Fan was about to speak, but felt the movement of Chu Wudai's gourd. He curled his lips into an arc. Slightly smiling, he said, Sugonzi, let's finish watching the play first. It's not too late to venture through the passage again. As soon as the voice fell, the sky suddenly darkened. Countless raindrops transformed into a blue column below. Chapter 69. Four great heroes become sand, the tragic end of a heroic life. The world seemed to fall silent for a moment. The plain in front of the passage. Everything is shrouded in a hazy drizzle. Vision seen. It turned out to be a realm of utter dysfunction. In mid-air, a crystal-like war chariot resembling white jade. Slowly coming. Yuma Mei is drifting gracefully. The woman is breathtakingly flawless. Her beauty is like a painting. Dresses woven from silk will showcase the sun, moon, and stars. Shining with brilliance, every one will stand in place. Let the rain beat against my face. Zio Fan looked at her with deep admiration. The rumors turned out to be true. Miss Jai could be called a fairy who mistakenly entered the mortal world. The universe fades. The setting sun casts a sinister glow. A woman approaches with light footsteps. The cheeks of the ice princess are like jade, shrouded in frost. The grudges between you and the Jai family. Today, let's settle this. The plane fell into an eerie silence. In an instant, like a giant stone falling into the lake. It stirred up a stormy wave. Jai family, disappearance and presence. Is it Princess Jai Minju of the Empire? Countless dancers' hearts seemed to be drilled through. They were fortunate to witness the celestial beauty of the saintess of Liuxia Palace. Interested, Zhu Beiwang slowly stepped forward, smiling coldly. I heard that the princess does not partake in the affairs of the world. Why shout for bloodshed as soon as you arrive? All dancers abandon their names and titles. They have a premonition. Today a shocking scene will unfold. Jai Minju's expression was equally cold. Calmly said, "You framed the crown prince, leaving no trace of his remains. If I cannot kill you for revenge, I am speechless and trust the machine." Zhu Beiwang stared at him for a few seconds, expressionless and calm. He did not elaborate on the origins of the grievances. Moreover, there's no need to argue about who is right or wrong. Just said lightly, "Good. Ah." Countless dancers were shaken by it. This will be a battle that is enough to ignite the passion of the younger generation. And it seems like a fight to the death, immortal and unresting. At this moment, Zio Fan walked out calmly and composed. Jiao Jai Minju slightly lost her courtesy. "Have you met Miss Jai?" Jai Minju pretended not to hear. Zio Fan didn't feel awkward either. Facing Zhu Beiwan, smilingly said, "Zugongzi, have you ever thought there would be a day like this?" He took a token out of the storage bag. "Draw a golden trident pattern." Calm and composed, he said, "The disappearance of the young master Zio Fan in the land of Bait Eyes. Today I assisted Miss Jai in slaying the evil Lio." The sound of flowers falling. The plains erupted in an uproar. It felt like a massive earthquake had occurred. Huang Zhen never stopped, dumbfounded. Everyone's expressions instantly turned to disbelief. Big-eyed Holy Land, the power standing at the pinnacle of the Jieshu continent. Chen Washuang's gaze was sharp. No wonder I always feel this person is extraordinary. His identity as a true disciple of the Four Thunder Sword sect, in front of the young master of the Zio family. Completely crushed, Zio Fan reached out his hand. I really enjoy the look of shock on everyone's faces. He was full of smiles. Look towards Zui Lio. Originally anticipated. This person should have crimson red eyes. Furious to the point of having hair stand on end. Like a beast on the verge of attacking the king of hunters. No, this person has a calm expression, not a ripple stir, as if hearing an inconsequential trivial matter. Zio Fan had a smile at the corner of his mouth. "Keep pretending. I wonder how long you can keep this up." Jai Minju frowned, said coldly, "Saio Gongzi, This is a private matter of the Jai family. Zio fan-faced the icy gaze. Shaking his head, spoke emphatically. Eradicate Zhu Eliao. In the next step let it be, for safety's sake. It's better not to stand by and watch. What if Miss Jai shows signs of decline? Her reputation will be somewhat damaged. After all, it is a time of great conflict. To stand at the pinnacle. Then we must push aside our peers who are extraordinary. Absolutely no room for failure. HMPH. The white-robed figure smiled with great interest. Immediately a path was born. If you're going to fight, then fight. I am dead. I deserve it. Luodon. Her voice was cold, devoid of any warmth. If I didn't die, then it will be fun. Rumbling. Black and white hair dances wildly in the wind. Bloodthirsty energy flowed throughout his body, like a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood, faintly boiling and churning. An incomparably terrifying power. The crowd was almost suffocating. Everyone knows. Beneath this handsome, untroubled face, hiding a heart-pounding and chilling terror. She is the imperious Zhu Eliao. Silent. Wonderful. I wonder if I can participate. In the crowd, a slender young man dressed in samurai attire strode out confidently. In the silence of the crows and sparrows, she smiled modestly yet politely. My surname is Zhu. Jaya Dai Zhu Tao. Perhaps in young Master Zhu's eyes, that was just a random ant she stepped on. In the blink of an eye, it was gone. Speaking, her smile vanished in an instant. Instead, it is a face of fierce anger. Ki Hedong Zhu is a deeply etched star. Today, let's go after the drowning dog. Life is like rolling thunder, shaking restlessly across the plain. This scene, the crowd's emotions are complex. Why didn't you speak up earlier? Now witnessing the elites of the two great sacred lands besiege. Tianping City is tilting to one side. I can't wait to step on it. Although this person's behavior is despicable, but who caused young Master Zhu to have enemies on all sides? Zhu Beiwen looked at him, just like watching a hopping grasshopper. Who else is there? A deep and steady voice. Yet it exuded gloom and eeriness, and overwhelming hostility. Everyone can clearly feel. Young Master Zhu had no fear at all, even a hint of pleasure, like falling into the depths of hell. The wind blowing towards me. Chen Washuang and Chu Feng, along with their followers, long since parted from this white robe, lone and solitary. There was no one behind him, only the gathered sea of terrifying blood, the desolate plain. Dunchi drum, a voice echoed, hoarse like a beautifully flawed iron tool. In the distance, swarms of monsters surrounded the war chariot. Where the war chariots pass, the tree roots rotted into a light brown. The wild grass withered directly. The crowd feels like thorns in my back. Every hair stood on end. It seems like the souls are all standing. This aura is too terrifying. Su Beilun, dare to take my blood and broken bones. I want to drink your blood and eat your flesh. On the war chariot, black group young girl murders the chicken in all directions. Her bloodless jade armor. There were several black-green worms intertwining like tunnels. It looks exceptionally terrifying and hideous. The entire venue fell completely silent. At this moment, it felt like even breathing had disappeared. The sunset's smoky red resembles the bleeding wound of a stranger hero. Countless people subconsciously looked towards the white robe. The figure seemed lonely and desolate. She shines across Kyushu with a terrifying rise in speed. Radiant brilliance. Overlook everything. Although this life is extremely short, but enough ups and downs. Magnificent and grand. But it ends here. Euosia Pallas Saintis, Princess Dacian, the last son of the great Eye Sanctuary, has vanished. The outstanding talent of the Zhou family from Hedong, the genius of the first-class sect, Dunchi Valley, facing the siege of 4 people, even if young Master Zhou is extraordinarily gifted, unable to reverse the fate of destruction. She is trapped in a desperate situation. The gaze of the white-robed figure was as cold as ice and salt. The voice remained as steady as ever. Let's begin. Seeking monthly tickets at midnight. Recommendation ticket. I know everyone is not pleased with line. I also want to quickly advance the plot. It hasn't been launched yet. Please don't raise the book. Chasing the drugs in the Sanjiang area is very important. I'm afraid I might kill it if I take care of it all at once. Let's talk about 150 points in this chapter. You can't keep refreshing it. Tomorrow, continue with the 3rd installment. Chapter 70. 2 palms extinguish the proud. The thief skillfully advanced in the economy. Let's begin. 3 words fall. The plain was silent as a deserted prison. Even the sound of breathing seems to have vanished. That lonely figure stood there, long black and white hair flowing down. A blood mist enveloped the surroundings. The entire person seems to be forged from ancient, magical blood. Void tremor. The blood mist permeated and spread in all directions. A violent, blood-red flame ignited before the figure in the white robe. The blood energy is several times thicker. HMPH. The crowd was shocked and terrified. Burning golden blood. Chen Washuang's face was filled with horror. Unbelievable illness. This is simply madness to the core. Like a bloodthirsty demon, he wants to exchange a life for a life. Countless people were shocked to the point of numbness. It seems that young Master Zhou, who is strong and invincible, never considered. It ultimately forces a choice between mutual destruction. He is harsh to others. Be tougher on yourself. If we're going to die, let's die together. The crowd is both economical and moving. This man faces the siege of the 4 great heavenly kings. Did not flinch in the face of certain death. At the last moment of life, also in the Jieshu continent, compose his brilliance. A trapped beast struggles to fight. The fearless struggle in attendance. Is it useful? Zio Fen let out a cold laugh. The aura suddenly surged. The plain gradually becomes scorching. A phantom sun slowly rises, smoothly intertwined behind him. Holy body! The crowd was filled with fear and trepidation, feeling the terrifying talent of the great-eyed Holy Emperor's young lord, although previously unknown, but after this battle will surely become famous throughout the land. On the Qingyan ranking, the moment belongs to his place. Jai Minju frowned slightly. Originally, I didn't want to take advantage of the fewer, but facing Zhu Yi's almost self-destructive methods, she must be cautious. Mu, the clear and bright sound of water, echoing between heaven and earth. The woman was ethereal like an immortal. A curtain of deep blue water hung before him. Water droplets slowly fall. The ground suddenly cracked open. The earth and stones surged like giant waves. Every drop can pierce gold and jade. What is this special constitution? The crowd was filled with shock. At this moment, help! The black squat girl strikes first. Strange venom spread all over. The venomous insect that occupies the royal armor opened the fierce fangs. The battle is about to begin. Chashik. In the pervasive mist of blood, a talisman paper is burning, under everyone's watchful eyes. The white robe suddenly vanished. Not a trace left, as if it had never appeared before. This scene, making countless people feel uneasy. I got goosebumps all over. This giant, Be careful, Zio Fan blurted out. The tone is anxious and sharp. Now everyone has reacted. Zhu Gongzi hides his figure, the first target of the attack, certainly the strongest. Jai Minju remained expressionless. From within the skirt's sleeves, a crystal-clear desire emerges. The plain is silent and still. The air seemed to freeze. Zio Fan's pupils turned golden. A faint silhouette appeared. Over there. Be careful. She hoarsely warned of the trials. In an instant, there seems to be an ominous premonition. The girl in the black group turned pale. A chill ran through. Rumble, rumble. The terrifying aura of bloodshed swept over. Immense pressure, sending chills down the spine of countless people. The sky is shrouded in bloodlight. A terrifying and astonishing strike. Shot from the sky. This is burning golden blood. Release the ultimate potential of the flesh. A single strike is enough to shatter the earth. The sound of thunderous roars echoed endlessly. The dancer far away, dozens of yards distant. My heart is torn apart. How is that possible? The blood of the black-clad girl has gone stiff. Surrounding venom is brewing. The monstrous insect before him exploded with a deafening roar. In the vast sea of blood, she felt despair for the first time in her life. Broken, blood splatter. The girl in the black group flew out. The earth collapses. A pit appeared like an abyss. In the midst of the blood-red mist, a figure in a white robe slowly stepped out. Gao Gao Zai Shangfu looked at her. Thank you very much for the blood you gave me, and the blood remnants in your body. A cold, indifferent voice. Let the battlefield fall into a death-like silence. Everyone gasped in shock. A deep fear lingered in my heart. Uncontrollable tremors. Dun's family master fell into the pit. Intense power wheel. Blood surged and throbbed. A phantom hand pressed down on her head, absorbing essence at a rapid speed. A weak goo worm is wrapped inside the essence blood. Kill. Remember several magical artifacts. The heel stands in front to block. She smiled coldly. No rush. It will be your turn soon. The voice was like the biting cold wind, chilling to the bone, like falling into an ice cave. Everyone present shuddered. Look towards the deep pit. In an instant, the souls are all standing. Only the essence of the Dun family's bones and blood is seen, gone without a trace, reduced to a shriveled corpse. Zhu Wen stands upright, cold hands and feet, grateful to be alive, just arose from the heart. Next round of fear, she has been buried again, as she ignited the speed talisman. Turn and flee into the distance. The previous boldness and courage have all but disappeared. Ignited passion, quickly extinguished by cold water. Only the strong desire to survive remains. What dignity? All face and dignity have been abandoned, just seeking to survive. However, did they let you go? Accompanied by a subtle voice. The white robe swayed wildly with the white hair, root and stem. Yin Cheng's shine is crystal clear. Suddenly, the immense and righteous energy converges. In 100 miles, the literary spirit is thriving. A blood-red character condensed in mid-air. With the might of countless troops, they rushed towards Zhu Wen. Reading population includes antennas. Words hold power. Zhu Wen felt as if he were imprisoned. It's impossible to squeeze out the treasure's bottom jade. But the entire person was pierced through the middle by a bead. The body was split in two. Eldest son of the 4 swords. His eyes were unfocused. All that remains in his gaze is a strong sense of regret. And then it collapsed with a loud crash. The strong wind disperses the blood mist. It also took away the last breath of the Zhu family's prodigy. This scene, suffocating fear in the crowd. Everyone's combat power is limitless. This man is overwhelmingly strong to the point that the world overlooks his other identity, the pinnacle of the seventh grade scholar. That was during the spring and autumn period. A night crystallizes the literary talent. The purple river of Wenchuxing is drained dry, cleansed by the divine visage of Confucian sages. How terrifying is this Confucian deist warrior! When he used the literary instrument, just one move, just need one move. Snap! The bracelet on the lower level is flat. Under the blazing sun, a crack appeared. Despite having shattered a sword artifact, He Zio fans still argued with a flushed face. It's hard to accept the reality in front of me. Why is he acting this way? The crowd's faces were pale. They truly understood deeply. What is a brilliant talent? What is horizontal peer advancement? What does it mean to be non-declining? The person before us is from the younger generation of the Jeju continent, an existence that cannot be rivaled. Chen Wushuang's face was blank. As if the lid had been lifted, cold water poured in, proudly strolling down. The man in front of me, like an unclimbable mountain, never see the end. He originally thought this was a battle without suspense. Zhu Elio will torment you to death. But reality gave him a harsh slap. On the brink of extinction, Zhu Elio turned his hand, just shook and killed two prodigies. Continue. In the arena, the stars flickered red in the eyes of the white-robed figure. Chen ran Jai. He was surrounded by a swirling aura of bloodthirst. Raise both hands. The half-sky defense treasure. Retrieve the storage room. Is it a princess? Is it the young master? Don't blame me for being ruthless today. The blood-red eyes in the white robe were extremely cold, carrying boundless killing intent. Chapter 71. The imperial princess suffers humiliation. The Tao heart nearly collapsed. The atmosphere on the playing battlefield was tense to the point of being frozen. The pressure made it hard for the crowd to breathe. The shock in their hearts was difficult to calm. Two palms strike down two powerful prodigies, just like two big ants just died. Tremendously powerful. This man is completely out of control. Those who follow me will prosper. Those who oppose me will perish. But what lies ahead is the Holy Sun and Holy Maiden. Young Master Zhu still has a chance of winning. Jin Minju's expression was calm. The enemy's strength surpassed her imagination. Moreover, the fourth generation mastered the forbidden secret techniques. The body just damaged by burning essence blood. Quickly back to the peak. How? Hesitation. How about we go together? Zhu Beiwang's expression. Senran looked around at the two. And then, amid countless shocked gazes, several magical herbs are floating. Lifted a hand to grab, directly devour. This scene, leaving the crowd in a daze. The mind falls into a state of turmoil. What terrifying technique did young Master Zhu truly cultivate? Ordinary people directly consume more than 2 spiritual herbs. The body will burst. And he, rumbling, in an instant, the white-robed figure's vitality surged several times. The blood sea gathers fiercely. The terrifying momentum seemed poised to destroy everything. The most terrifying thing is, the vast and powerful energy surged forth once again. Could it be? Chen Wushuang briefly had a chilling suspicion. The crowd seemed to sense something, facing each other from a distance. Both could see the incredible look in each other's eyes. Chim! A vast pattern of energy condensed into a palm. Zio fan charged forward under the blazing sun. Kill! Another hand burst forth a river of blood. Chai Wuji Tian! Bloodlust spreads throughout the arena. Towards the moon, drowned in the crowing of roosters. The screen suddenly stops. Such an unparalleled scene. Let the souls of the crowd stand tall. Those are the heirs of the two great traditions, overlooking the top talents of the same generation in the Kyushu continent. The power to see the world. Either I die, either you perish. Is this love for real? Zio-fan felt a deep sense of humiliation. Illusory Sun's battle cry, the brilliance shines dazzlingly, overwhelming, suddenly suppressed the past. On the other side, the rooster crows as the moon hangs coldly in the sky. Immediately unleash the Euoxia bow and sword technique. When, however, what shocked him was, this sword cannot sever the terrifying blood river at all, like a cow made of mud sinking into the sea. All offensives were swallowed up. Blood covers the sky. The storm rages on. The arena seemed to have turned into a chaotic zone. Waves of blood surge everywhere. Even though we are far apart, it also gives a feeling of being crushed like Mount Tai, despite being just aftershocks. The low-level dancer felt completely sore and weak, lying Liang-choked, planting on the ground. A wild hand struck down amidst the blood tide. Bum! In the midst of the pouring rain, the rooster crows as the moonlight reveals the shimmering silver and gold hues. A complex handprint woven with energy patterns, colliding violently with the blood palm. Airquake! His face turned slightly pale, blocked it. The dancer from Dakian couldn't help but exclaim. A terrifying palm that could almost collapse the void. The princess caught it. Truly worthy of being the saintess of Liuoxia Palace. Hope of the royal Jai clan dance. Okay. Zio-fan was extremely excited. The brilliance of the blazing sun behind me condensed into a mountain moon. Zhao Baipao threw it fiercely. Like a mighty army. Clip. The powerful aura rapidly tore apart. Suddenly, a chilling sound echoed. Everyone was dumbfounded. Very strong. The decline has begun. They had only one thought in their minds. The heirs of the two top deist traditions join forces. Zhu Gongzi still finds it hard to resist. Zio-fan's aura continued to surge, with an unmatched confidence in his eyes. As long as Miss Jai can hold her ground, Zhu Elio will undoubtedly die. Zhu Beiweng's expression was calm and unperturbed. A crimson glow burned before me. The fire has ignited the blood again. The end of all things. Zio-fan showed a look of disdain. The radiant light converges on another mountain, and the moon's patterns disperse the energy. At this moment, the roar of the four-element valley beast. In the crimson mist, a peach-colored thread leads the way. The scent of sweat permeates the air. It could easily shatter mountains. Jin Lingyu tightened her face a bit. The cerulean rain curtain enveloped her, then quickly formed the hand seal. The earth trembles. Zhu Zhang brings the killing aura of Tao Wu. A shot from the sky. There is incredible power. Extremely terrifying. He inserted. The rain curtain parted. Waves surging. In that beauty there are sun, moon, and stars. On the dress of twilight and clouds. Suddenly a hand appeared. The blood-stained palm suddenly tightened. It feels like holding two mountain peaks. Do you like this shape? The man in the white robe spoke coldly. The bloodthirsty aura surged once again. Compress it into a square shape. The plane fell into an eerie silence. This scene, it shocked countless people. The sacred and untouchable imperial princess, in front of a large crowd, being squeezed and twisted at will. This is an unreserved humiliation. Jin Lingyu's jade staff is red. The hand almost took her breath away. Suddenly arriving, it's a deep sense of shame. I want to kill you. Zio-fan's face was filled with anger and resentment. This drove her to the brink of madness. There are very few women in the world as noble as Miss Jai. How could she be humiliated by the evil Lio? I won't agree. HMPH. The illusory sunlight shines even brighter. Victory and glory completely devour the literary device. I wish I could take evil Lio's life with just one blow. Do you like it? Zhu Beiwen let out a chuckle, ignoring the fierce attacks over there. Sea of blood, only rushing towards the bright moon. That palm strike seemed to freeze time, madly squeezed into a narrow oval shape. Jin Minju lay motionless, her limbs icy cold. It feels as if I cannot sense the intense pain in my chest. The feeling of shame almost consumed her. I ask you if you like it. A chilling war of murderous intent. Blood mist swirls from the palm, sternly suppressing the heart. Killing time. The world fell silent for a moment. The crowd's eyes were filled with deep astonishment. Is the imperial princess about to fall? Bump. A strange blue lotus suddenly appeared within Jin Minju. The palm trembled violently. The blood essence was directly dissolved. Kinglian is isolated from the vast sea of blood, dragging the disheartened Jin Minju. The blue petals slowly spin. The dawn recedes into the distance, as everyone was lost in thought. Have a great time playing. Now it's your turn. The white-robed figure's expression was as gloomy as water. The blood mist continues endlessly. The whole person moved towards the blazing sun, trampling the cracked earth. The land behind him completely crumbled. Would the roar of Tao Wu echoes again, a terrifying energy like a vast ocean. All focus turned towards Zio Fan alone. The spectators were as still as statues. Tongue-tied! Such a powerful spirit, as if it would never run dry. Is this still a human? Booming sound, deafening. A palm swept down like autumn winds, scattering fallen leaves, shattering the blazing sunlight, and then, like a meteorite, crashing onto Zio Fan's body. Pounce. Zio Fan's face turned pale, shoulder blade cracking and breaking. If it weren't for my strong physique, that bloodlust may run rampant within the body. He froze for a moment, and then unexpectedly turned around, frantically fleeing towards the Kyoju road passage. If we don't leave now, I will definitely perish here. Filled with deep humiliation, burned a few talismans. Zio Fan twisted his face, disappeared into the nearest passage. The little girl who has been watching this earth-shattering battle. Linglong's delicate body also rushed into the passage, want to escape. Zhu Beiwen's voice was chillingly cold. Immediately under the countless gazes of surprise, chasing through the tunnel, the blood energy that shrouded the world dissipated. The plains are full of scars. Gazing into the deep, dark tunnel, countless dancers were filled with fear and trepidation. This is simply possessing the murderous intent that shatters the sky. Kyoto Avenue, there are 4 dead ends. Zhu Gongzi aims to slay the enemy. I no longer care about anything. This man shows no fear at all. The young dancer in the crowd clenches their fists. My blood is almost boiling. They witnessed such a terrifying existence. One person occupies the 4 great talents. When 2 people walk together, their spirits are extinguished. 2 escapes. Today's battle, destined to sweep across the Jeju continent like a plague, raise the storm in the capital. This is definitely a grand spectacle. The younger generation can no longer bypass this name. Zhu Beiwen. This review has been blocked. I made changes and resent it. Chapter 72. It's another day full of harvest. In the dim, ancient knife crown, Zio Fan leaned against the wall, taking elixirs to nourish the body. Blood still seeps from the corners of the mouth. The fire of anger burned in his eyes. almost driven to madness. Oh dear! Look up and roar. Forehead clear and peaceful, lifting up. Today, it was the most humiliating moment of my life, far surpassing the time spent lurking in the Sioux family. Not only did it bring shame to the big-eyed sacred land, it also brought shame to the ethereal Jai girl in public. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. Zio Fan expressed deep regret. If it weren't for the self-righteous ignorance of the conspiracy, none of this will happen. Zhu Lio, the humiliation of today, he will repay 100-fold in the future, he secretly vowed, immediately reflecting on the current situation. Zui chatted as he entered the same passage. Fortunately, the transmission is in different places. If you don't escape in time, still will be searched and humiliated by this. At that time, life and death are uncertain. Zio Fan took out a snow-white long knife from the storage realm. The knife is merely a mystical treasure. The blade shimmered with a red glow. Master, he respectfully began to speak. In an instant, the blade reveals a lingering soul. A woman in a red robe appeared faintly. The woman remained silent. Zio Fan swallowed the bitterness in his throat. Whisper, Master, you have great abilities. I am also very familiar with the ruins of desire. Can it be? The story is half told. The voice drifting from the lingering soul is very cold. Your performance has disappointed me. Zio Fan lowered his head dejectedly. It is the disciple's incompetence. Incompetent, the woman in the red dress regained her indifference. Unrelentingly said, in comparison, you are far from Zhu Beiwen. He truly has the chance to stand at the pinnacle of the 9 provinces. As soon as the words were spoken, Zio Fan clenched his fist tightly. Nails have embedded into the flesh. His face also became extremely gloomy. Others say this phrase. He would just smile and let it go. Continue to endure. It can be said from the master's mouth. Zio Fan felt that his man's dignity had been trampled on. He clings to life with a wisp of lingering soul, fostered within the long knife, later obtained by Zio Fan, thanks to him searching for soul-nourishing items. Let him gradually awaken. It is precisely because of the gratitude for awakening. He just accepted this disciple. Spare no effort to help with their cultivation. Master, Zui's talent is far inferior to mine. Zio Fan tightly gritted his molars. The tone was like arguing. The woman in the red dress fell silent. Dandin said, Forget it. I don't want to discourage you. If not for the deep understanding between master and disciple, if given a chance to choose again, he will definitely follow Zhu Beiwen. This cold-blooded ruthlessness, dominant and obnoxious young people, to thrive in the increasingly depleted spiritual energy of the Jeju continent, stepping on countless white bones towards the peak. And he also had the chance to rebuild his physical form, searching for the grand path. Zio Fan's eyes first ignited with extreme flames. There is a momentary pain in the heart. Having spent many years together, he admitted his feelings for his master. There are feelings that are hard to express and define. But now, master strongly praises Zhu Lio. This is simply rubbing salt into his wounds. All right. The master here is called Jiuzhai Dao Gu. We are from the same era. 9 layers of memory. It was actually his 9 fingers from the past. He is in a dream. You can safely walk out with a hit. The woman in the red dress had a blank expression. The lingering soul gradually fades away. Zio Fan struggled to calm his emotions. Respectfully inquired, Master, why did my teleportation talisman fail? A faint sound came through. The original power of the 9-fingered knife mistress. Then the blade's brilliance faded away. Zio Fan's expression eased slightly. Consciousness fully enters the storage realm. I want to take all the healing pills out. In an instant, like a bolt from the blue, his expression froze, instantly lost in despair. Where is my teleportation talisman? Mountain ranges rise and fall, ancient tombs towering into the sky. A figure in a white robe leaned against a large tree. Her face was unusually pale. Although devouring the mother bone replenished the vital energy, can forcibly ignite vital blood, there are still after effects. But at this moment he can hardly bear it for anyone but you. But there was a smile in their eyes. A person favored by the heavens. The passage he brought in. Nature can never be a dead end. Nearby passage. The blow from Zio Jui's palm struck. The system directly plunders for treasures. A relocation talisman. The mysterious key. Secret manual of the copper tree. Finally, it is a drop of true dragon's blood. Zhu Beiwang faced the blood bottle, showed a satisfied expression, truly deserving of being the child of destiny. The true blood of the Jia Long is more than just precious. That is a second-grade nirvana mirror, the coveted treasure for body refining. It's a pity that Jin Lingyu got away. Zhu Beiwang's expression twisted. That palm strike carried a deadly intent. Sana, it seems to sense the fluctuation of the atmosphere. Her body suddenly tensed, like a thorn in the back, accompanied by the gentle sound of footsteps. A petite figure appeared in sight. The bright eyes of the little girl, black pearl, blinked. Softness stirs at the hem of the skirt. Colorful voice. Brother, I mean no harm. Zhu Beiwen squinted his eyes, suddenly smiled casually. The reason you were able to find me, it is the scent of the blood of the Jia Long. The little girl looked shocked. Immediately he looked at her warily. Zhu Beiwen shouted, "Get up and stroll leisurely. The cause and effect have been sorted out. Zio Juixu has the blood of a coiling dragon. But in the realm of confusion, this place oppresses Kai, the Yao who wasn't confident about succeeding in the theft. So I just followed her all the way. Now someone has changed in the true blood pool." This lowly naturally disregarded Zio Juixu. "Brother, can you give it to me?" The little girl admitted. The voice is soft and magnetic. Zhu Beiwen was as indifferent as if he hadn't heard anything. Suddenly opened the blood vial. The blood surged to the sky. HMPH. The little girl's expression changed dramatically. Linglong's delicate figure transformed. The ominous aura spread everywhere. The fox is entirely silver. 4 gentle tails, like a peacock spreading its feathers. Breathtakingly beautiful. Zhu Beiweng had a blank expression. Just swallow this low-gluten blood directly. The 4-tailed fox's gaze was terrifying. Spoke sharply. "Aren't you afraid of dying in a violent way?" Ion, the blood of the dragon resurfaced above Zhu Beiwang's head. He said casually, "I have my own ways to store it, unless I voluntarily hand it over. Otherwise, kill me. The blood of this lowly dragon cannot be extracted either." The fox let out a sigh of relief. Jinjiang stared at him. Tears the size of pearls quickly rolled from Jinyang's eyes. What do you really want?" Ibble. So annoying. Zhu Beiwang ignored the trivial charms of the young. A calm retort. "What do you want the blood of the dragon for?" The fox spirit turns back into a little girl, pouting with a pitiful look. He can't fight back. Exerting charm skills, it's like talking to a stubborn rock, and witness the entire process of the first layer of battle. Zhu Yi's methods are extremely ruthless. He is very clear about it. "Speak up. Maybe I will help you." Zhu Beiwing spoke with a calm and gentle tone. "I have a strong premonition in my heart. It's another day full of harvest. Senjenki Recommendation Ticket, Monthly Pass. Chapter 73. I, Zhu Bei Wang, am an open and honest person. What do the strong fear? Thank you, little fat dun, the cutest leader. In the mist-shrouded mountains, each person has their own pot, facing away from each other. Stalemate for a long time. Zhao Yueli walked lightly with small, quick steps, silently grasped the hand of the one in white robes. Raising the needle, Shenxi said, "Elder brother, give me the blood of the dragon. You can do whatever you want." He is both timid and fearful, a heartwarming melody of yearning, while shyly calling out. Physical contact. The fox spirit's enchanting spell is activated. Su Beiwang's gaze became momentarily hazy. What kind of feeling is that? It's like you're watching an intense action movie. The female protagonist suddenly appeared through the screen, whispering your name. Not enough yet. Come here. Very quickly, he regained clarity of mind. The queen's black stockings are clearly twice as tempting. This little Yuali in front of me. A punch would probably make you cry for a long time, right? Perceiving the changes in each other, Yuoli's shy expression suddenly froze. Ling Ling said, "Brother, am I not beautiful?" Zhu Beiwang gazed down at this delicate and enchanting face, frowned and said, "I'm sorry. I am not interested in women, except for the boss." Yan Shimazing loses her composure. Zhao Yueli felt despair and sorrow. The voice shifted from soft to icy. "Are you sure you want to go against the Hu tribe?" In an instant, Zhu Beiwang's expression was clouded with gloom. A torrent of tears surged forth, even though I'm tired of hearing this phrase. But every time I hear, still cannot suppress the urge to kill. The blood mist rolled in. Zhao Yuali felt as if he had fallen into an ice cave, took a few steps back, feeling wronged, and said, "Good brother, am I joking?" He had to give in. In the realm of uncertainty, the villain before us is almost invincible. Zhu Beiwang stared at him for a few seconds. It sounded very convincing. Rumors from the outside world. The Huzu tribe has a six-tailed fox born. He must be here, although it's just a guess. But his tone was very certain. Yuoli's expression suddenly changed. Silence does not equate to denial. "Take me to see." Zhu Beiwang smiled slightly. Yuoli felt anxious and uneasy inside. He knows. This handsome man with a charming smile, even more terrifying than the notorious Raksasa. But he held the blood of the Jayalong tightly. Yet I must still express my doubts. 3 days later, Su Beiwang followed Yuoli, arrived at an open square. In the center stands an ancient shrine, the ornate entrance of the ancestral hall, carved with 9 standing on the lotus pedestal. Daegu mushroom statue, carried like a disc. The plate has sparks. Bird-like humanoids on both sides. Dao Tan's influence, surrounded by the color of red wings. Strong like a blazing bonfire. In the void, a figure appeared entirely covered in a grayish hue. The ferocious beast with the shape of 4 oxen. No long legs. Only 1 foot left. Raging wildly in the thunderstorm. Huani. Zhu Beiwang's eyes were filled with astonishment. One of the 10 ancient divine beasts. The bull named escape object. When he walked into the ancestral hall, the scene before me make him rarely show signs of envy. A small fox with pure white fur, sleeping on the jade platform. The long, smooth fur turned gray. 6 beautifully magnificent tails were all curled up. A violent mist of blood swirled around the jade platform. Madly rushing towards the little fox, he devoured the blood of the bull of heaven. Zhu Beiwang silently looked at Yuoli. He immediately appeared vigilant. I see. Demon beasts regard bloodlines as a measure of nobility. The true dragon and phoenix are unparalleled. Qiu and other divine beasts are classified as second tier. The Jiaolong is a hybrid of a dragon and a snake. Bloodline is of second tier lower rank. Given the current situation, it must be the six-tailed fox. Devoured too much of the essence blood of the mighty bull, causing coma and deep sleep, want to awaken. Engage in blood siphoning. It is indeed a good method. And the essence of the dragon. It is a perfect thing to absorb. I am a soft-hearted person, cannot bear to see this scene. Zhu Beiweng let out a sigh. The figure swiftly approached the jade terrace. Then he raised his hand and pressed it on the fox's head. Shan activated the bloodthirsty divine skill of the northern underworld. Ah, stop it. Yuo Lai felt as if struck by lightning. Silver light flows all over. Transform into a ball of flame. Morning light burns away as I gaze to the north. Bump! A palm strike came at me. Intense collision resistance. Let the blood mist shake. He couldn't bear it. Moving back and forth in the blood mist of Yutai. Taking it slow. Jiaolong's essence. I can hand it over. But there is a condition. But Yuo Lai blurted out. Zhu Beiweng stared at him. He smiled. Very simple. Come with me to the great capital, Daqianjing. No way. Lai Duanren firmly refused. This villain. There must be some ulterior motive. Zhu Beiwen's sweaty hands. Then there's nothing to discuss. Luodan, he said meaningfully. I guess you must have secretly escaped from the Fox clan. Aren't you afraid I will spread the word? At that time, the powerful beings coveting the six-tailed fox. Everyone rushes to the bewildering prison. As soon as the voice fell, Yuli glared at him coldly. The atmosphere became tense again. Looking at this face, calm and serene, Liu Lai broke the silence. Unless you are a hero. Speaking of which, a jade-colored turtle talisman appeared in his hand. A surge of magnificent light emerged. Tibetan flicker. The mysterious aura reaches the sky. Zhu Beiweng squinted his eyes. Calmly said, I, Zhu Beiweng, am an open-minded person. What do the strong fear? You too, as long as you follow me into the capital. I immediately offered the essence of the dragon. He stared at the turtle talisman without any fear, swearing an oath solemnly. There is a saying for this. I, Zhu Beiweng, willingly allow the heavenly Tao to strip away my aura. HMPH. Vuifu hears the sound of the turtle. Strange marks one by one, surrounded by white robes. Fleeting moment. Yuo Lai's tense body relaxed. Heavily spoken. I'll give you credit for that, although I didn't get the name of the strongman. But in the 9 provinces continent, losing one's spirit is no different from life and death. Bad luck attached. Difficult to take a step forward. Moreover, for such a prodigy, if there is no blessing from the heavens, what can we use to face the wind with the younger generation? Zhu Beiwen remained unfazed. Calmly asked, Na Chenjiao. Yuo Lai waved his small fist and let out a troubled sigh. The reason I agreed. It also stems from their life-saving trump card. No matter what difficulties arise, as long as the 2 sisters are willing to burn off a tail, one can survive through secret magical powers. But the price is too high. One will not use it until reaching a dead end. Zhu Beiwen wore a gentle smile on his face. A gentle voice said, What are your names? Yuo Lai pouted. My name is Yaoyu. My sister's name is Yaoya. Elegant. Zhu Beiwen asked curiously. The father's surname is Sanzhou. This annoying guy looks so foolish. Yuo Lai rolled his eyes. Of course, my last name is Hu. hidden in the heart. If I hadn't come myself, then it's very likely that the price has dropped for the destined child, Zio Juixu. Dark and bloody tactics. It must have been difficult to convince the foolish Luo Lai. Then harvest the six-tailed fox. Perhaps in the future, a love story between a human and a transgender person will develop. It is highly likely to catch this kind-hearted sister-in-law in front of me again. Sisters embrace each other tightly. Zio Juixu smiled crookedly, proudly standing in the 9 provinces. Yuo Lai closed his eyes. Amidst a dazzling flicker of fluorescence, the six-tailed fox on the jade platform instantly vanished. She rolled up her embroidery tube, pointing at the pattern of the six-tailed fox on the lotus wall. Lamb's chin. Elegance is with me. You won't touch it. Zhu Beiwang is uncertain, looking at the patch of pink color in the pattern. Zixu asked, "What is this?" "Sorry, I can't assist with that." Rolly's face was glowing with vibrant redness, and it spread to the back of the ears and neck like ripe cherries. Zhu Beiwang looked around. There was no longer any intention to continue the treasure hunt. This unlucky ore, one may spend a lifetime without finding a single 10-year-old tree. Why waste time? How to go out? She asked. Chapter 74. Da Kaim was shocked and stunned. Daiwu Jin Shuang was furious. Desire in the fog. Crowds surge. Countless warriors gazed at that figure in the snow-white robe, gaze filled with utmost reverence and respect. In their eyes, this is the unbeatable king of the younger generation. This man is destined to stand on the supreme hall of the Jeju continent. Let the world be filled with awe and shock. Zhu Beiwang's expression was indifferent, and then stepped onto Africa. Long black and white hair flowing. Every gesture and movement exudes an extraordinary elegance. Yulai Xiaoyuo took a flying magical item from Chu Wudai. Grinning, he followed behind. "We respectfully send off young Master Zhu. We respectfully send off Master Zhu." The desire is like rolling thunder in the sky, echoing through the clouds. Suddenly, a subtle wave swept through the heavens and earth, waving passionately to obscure the sky. The sky was incredibly gray, and a sword lies horizontally across the horizon. Unstoppable power. Then the sword light swept towards Ziju. Boot! Zaiju was blown away by the shockwave. The white-robed figure stepped forward. This scene left countless people horrified. "So, North, when you dare to kill my daughter? Blood debts must be paid in blood." A roar filled with profound meaning. A middle-aged man waves goodbye. The body is a sword wearing a gold-edged blue robe. 2 snakes are intertwined and crossing at the chest. At this moment, my eyes were as red as a vengeful spirit. The murderous intent that burst forth was not earth-shattering. In an instant, the crowd's breath was stifled. The blood vessels are about to burst. There is a feeling of soulful energy. They stood unsteady under the terrifying pressure, unable to resist kneeling down. Old man will burn your flesh, destroy your soul, quake your grievous spirit. Let me show you what despair feels like. The giant sword's echo never ceases. The middle-aged man's face was in intense conflict. That was his dear one. That was the pride of the Dun family, full of high hopes. Dying at the hands of Zhu Ilio like this. Become a tragic corpse of Dan. He hates. The pain of losing a daughter can consume all reason. He has completely gone mad. Blood Remnant Valley was raided. Dun's Valley can tolerate. However, the young master of Shegu, who awakened the innate singularity, was brutally killed. This completely crossed the bottom line of the Dun family valley. In the distance, Zhu Beiwang collapsed to the ground. The injuries are severe. The white coat is stained red. He had a gloomy expression. Han Shengdao, there's a way to kill me. Rumbling. Chaos swirls and spreads. The heavens and earth faintly echoed with the sounds of a ritual. The principles of the Tao respond to the great voices of the world. The Lord of Dun's Valley coldly looked down below. The breath was like that of an ancient god. The ant of the dog's dependence. Do you think the fifth demon lord can cover the sky with one hand? Brutal methods killed my daughter. This grudge will not go unpunished. What face do I have left? Standing on the 9 provinces continent, the voice, filled with anger, nearly turned into a roar. He raised his hand, waving in the air. Every inch of emptiness is sealed off. The great road's runes intertwine and descend, exuding overwhelming divine majesty. Dun's Valley is not afraid of the fifth demon lord, but he has doubts. Zhu Elio has always been deliberately causing trouble. If the trusted one truly awakens, now the protector arranged by the fifth demon lord, it should come out to save. Where is everyone? This realm lacks any aura of masters or above. Moreover, Zhu Iliao committed murder first. The revenge of the Dun family valley is justified. What is said cannot be criticized. At this moment, the allure of desire entangles countless people. The blood had nearly coagulated. Thoroughly shocked, they sensed Bately. This is more than just the aura of a grand master. Could it be the second-grade nirvana essence? Due to a pale face. Thin lips trembled. Endless memories flood my entire being. Tragic. The giant sword's radiance entwines. With a terrifying might, the white robe fell down with a thud. Sephan. It seemed to be silent for a moment. The screen abruptly stops. A hand tightly clenched the heart of the crowd, 4 times its size. It's completely suffocating. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. Who dares to believe? Nirvana's stronghold. Quisun strikes decisively amidst the fog of desire. This talent is extraordinary. An overbearing young person. Are you about to fall? Zhu Beiwang's body was confined. Before the laws of heaven and earth, he had no ability to resist. About to fall into an abyss. The only survivor. It might just be that moving of the clothes. Kinking, Dad has avenged you. The middle-aged man laughed heartily. The giant sword carries a series of gray robes. Downward slash. Seemingly able to melt the void. A thunderous roar echoed. The dancer far away, hundreds of zhang away. The ears buzzed with a loud roar. I can't hear anything anymore. At a critical moment, the void tore apart with a sweep of mist. A dazzling golden vortex entrance appeared. In the gray world, everything feels particularly dreamlike. The whirlpool pulled the white robe into the cave entrance. Alongside him was Liu Lai, soon vanished without a trace. The terrifying giant sword slashed at the cave entrance. Void resonation, but it returned to come. Everyone watched in shock at all of this. It turns to ash and dust. Still escaped. The middle-aged man looked incredulous and distressed. Let out a deafening roar of unwillingness. The muscles on his face twitched incessantly. The teeth creaked and groaned. A figure steps into the void. Disappeared in this world. Chased after. Early morning. The imperial city becomes the heavenly gate. The civil and military officials lined up in an orderly fashion waiting for the court assembly. The Qingyan list has changed. Zhu Beiwang's name is not above. An official has raised a hot topic of discussion in the capital. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. The ministers fell silent, their eyes wide with shock. It is the loss of qualification to be on the list. No, that is the Qingyan list. Wrong cannot tolerate Zhu's evil talk. Those who know the inside story are aware. Every time the Tianji Pavilion opens the heavenly book, there is a hidden celestial ranking. Zhu Yi will definitely be listed on the heavenly rankings, encompassing all hidden talents. He is already one of the 36 strongest in the Jeju continent. Exciting news is coming from the realm of confusion. Suddenly, it felt like a meteorite crashing into the deep sea, stirring up towering waves. The capital is swept by boundless waves. Zhu Yi's strong presence once again shook the court. One person monopolizes the four great talents. Two of them are top disciples of the supreme Tao lineage, possessing a special sacred body, the radiant moon of the royal family, Jishi, the pearl of the palm, humiliated in front of a large crowd. The court official Zhu Jing hung his head low. A bolt appeared on the temple, full of rage with nowhere to vent. The cheeks of Gu trembled slightly. The courtiers cast sidelong glances at him. I couldn't help but mourn for the Zhu family in my heart. The princess narrowly escaped disaster thanks to her pure and virtuous demeanor. But that day, the Zhu family wasn't so lucky. It is said that the corpses were taken away by wild dogs. Invincible domination over peers reforged the glory of the royal family. A bright full moon shines brilliantly. The smoke lingers in the glow of the fire. It seems like a hollow reputation. It's nothing special. The officials of the queen's faction openly mocked, not hiding the sarcasm in the words at all. Originally, they were deeply troubled. Wu Junji, known as the Tiger Tamer, was defeated in one move, lost all dignity. Now I feel mentally balanced.